and it's like, oh my god, are you joking? There's another one that spawns in a den. And I'd be like, all right, I'm not dealing with you. And then I'd go and take up two spaces left, like to the right. Volcanion has spawned in a den close by. It's like, are you joking? Then I wanted to change that so that, like, because dens are definitely not well worth it. And I'm actually very surprised we have not found a single den yet. Have we? Have we found a den yet? Because I definitely don't remember us finding a single den yet. Which is actually very interesting to mention, too. Is that we have not found one yet. Weird. Yeah, and at some point we'll definitely, like, I mean, if a lot of people end up, like... I mean, if a lot of my friends decide to actually, like, join when I'm on, I'll definitely go through a lot of the... Like, I'll definitely go and, like, record a bunch of our adventures kind of thing. Of just going through this entire thing. And then I'll definitely join Spawn Village kind of thing. Then I'll actually have the real Spawn Village thing. Who are you? Ooh, level 32. Nice. Alright. Trubbish. Extrasensory. Boom. Alright. Water Shuriken. Alright. Water Shuriken. Bye. Yeah, the only thing is that I'm definitely gonna have to tell anybody that joins in is that, like, you might find gyms that are equal level. I cannot remove them, or I cannot lower their level requirement. If you find one that is not like that is not a equal level, like we need to keep note of these oddities kind of thing, because they're not that hard. Like they're very, like, they're not difficult, but they are definitely something that we definitely need to keep an eye out for. I have a feeling that it might be based upon the level of the individual that finds them. Either that or it's dependent on the gym badges, but then again, it shouldn't detect how many badges I have, correct? Because I have them in a bag. I mean, if the game doesn't detect it for potions and such like that, it shouldn't detect them for anything else. Either that, or if somebody could tell me how to make it so they'll, like, it'll detect shulker boxes. Ooh, that could be something very interesting. That the mod will be able to detect shulker boxed filled items. Because then I can just have a shulker box filled with potions and just throw them all in there. Is there anything in here I can store in here? Yeah, sort of. Alright, that's everything I can do. Alright. And knowing my luck, I'm going to have to do what I do with all my other Master Balls, and I just, like, end up giving it to a friend. That's literally where all my Master Balls go. So, like, my, what was it? My Brilliant Diamond one, I ended up trading it to a friend so that he would have his, so that he would have an extra Master Ball. That's the same with all the other stuff that I end up doing for that kind of stuff. But I think what I want to do for Scarlet is for, like, the first stream that I actually do for Pokemon, that I might do for Pokemon Scarlet. I don't know yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and put up a like one Master Ball up for trade, and if anybody wants it, it's like first come first serve kind of thing. Like if you want a Master Ball, here it is. And then if a bunch of people, like, keep asking me, like, hey, do you still have that Master Ball? It's like, nope. It was first come first serve. Then it's like, oh, you don't have like 30 other ones? It's like, 30 other ones? What are you talking about? I know there was a bunch of duping in, what was it? In Brilliant Diamond, and I was watching a lot of those videos. And I wanted to kind of do something with it, but I decided against it. But I mean, like, those were an option. And I said, no, I'm going to leave my save pure, pretty much, of all the glitches. And then I missed the opportunity. I mean, I've seen some people actually be able to go to Shaman early. And I left because, like, because I ended up joining into a, and this is actually funny, but I'm not going to go too much into topic of it. But I joined a server where they had bots that would actually trade you Pokemon. I've never used it, but there was a Pokemon server. It's no longer available now, but for some reason, I know the guy said that he was going to turn off the bots, but I thought he wasn't going to turn off the entire, like, the Discord channel itself. But like, I joined that just for giggles kind of thing, and because I am sort of used to PK Hex, I guess, in a way, I haven't really used it for personal use. I've only ever, well, I used it for personal use, but more so just to grab Pokemon from saves, just so I could have a backup of them. So just in case that game, let's say, for whatever reason, crashes or breaks down for some odd reason, I have the Pokemon and go, hey, look, here's that Dratini that I caught in Fire Red Leaf Green, and oh, look, it's shiny, kind of thing. And I could, like, have it with me at all times, kind of thing. Both in Pokemon Home, kind of thing, and not in Pokemon Home. I mean, I have a 4 terabyte drive specifically for me saving all that kinds of stuff. So literally, what am I going to do with it? I want to keep that stuff. And I think the last game, I think it's the last game. Yeah, the last game I was able to do this for was Sword and Shield. Now, I don't have a homebrew. Okay? I don't have a homebrew Switch. But there was a emulator for Switch that allowed you to trade from the emulator to a normal game. So I was able to trade my Sword and Shield Pokemon over to this emulator save. That was just a random one. To that one, so I could save those Pokemon, and that's it. Then I'd trade them back after. I would after that save was done, pretty much. After that, so after, like, I was done trading everything just to get them all saved as the .pk hex file format kind of thing, I was just like, all right, that's done. I don't need to worry about anything anymore. I have all these Pokemon now, so just in case. Anyway, so this Discord server, it was really funny though, because there was a bunch of glitches that allowed you to get Shaman, Darkrai, and I think one of them even showed you can get Arceus, I think, or you can get to Arceus' platform, but Arceus itself wouldn't spawn. Something like that. Anyway, so you get a lot of these people trying to request the bot to give them a Shaman. And the bot would refuse it because it's like, you can't request a Shaman. And so I would message them privately saying, hey, you cannot get Shaman because it is not like a legitimate capture. It isn't. And I think like a couple of them, I think 2 people out of, like, I want to say about 10 to 15 people that I messaged about this would message me back saying, yes, you can get it through a glitch. And I'm like, okay, let me rephrase what I meant. It is not a legitimate encounter because you have to use a glitch in order to get it. Makes sense now? C-Dot! Oh, it's a boss, though. I don't think we can catch it. You would be a dark grass type. You would be a grass dark type. Huh. Yes, burn. Burn, tree, burn. So yeah, so there would be a bunch of those kinds of comments, too. That, and I didn't actually know this at the time, until I did a little bit more research of it. But all of the Pokemon you can get at Ramanas Park are supposed to have hidden abilities. Okay, so there was a bunch of these people that were requesting Pokemon from those like from the Ramanas Park, but they were requesting with their normal abilities. So I'd message them saying, "Hey, all Ramanas Park legendaries have their hidden abilities, not their normal abilities." And a couple of them would ask me, "Oh, so what's that ability?" And I'd be like, "Okay, here you go. Like here's their hidden ability. Here's what you would put if you wanted to put their hidden ability." They go like, "Oh, thank you," kind of thing. The other thing was that someone kept requesting Pokemon from me, and it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to give away your secrets, kind of thing. So what I would do is that I gave him what a perfect Pokemon of what that would be, right? I think I gave him a bulky Lugia build, I think, or that I had flying around, based off of what I actually gave my Lugia. Now, I didn't have a PKX file of it, but I copied it from, I think it was my Pokemon Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun thing, I think. So it wasn't like I didn't have it. So I just ended up changing a little bit of the stuff around so though it would fit more of the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond feel kind of thing. And then I just sent him it, and then he asked me a question about like the IVs, I think, and he's like, "Oh, like why is it that certain Pokemon you would need like for Lugia in particular, like why do you need like your physical attack all the way down to 0 kind of thing for IVs?" And I ended up answering that question by trying to find the. I don't know if Cerebi has it, but I know Bulbapedia had the entry that I was looking for. So I quickly went to Bulbapedia and I sent him the link. And I said, well, just in case he can't view that web link for some odd reason, let me just go and paraphrase the part that I'm meaning. So I ended up copy pasting the confusion part of the text. Which, if you don't know how confusion damage works, it works exactly like this. Confusion, when your Pokemon is confused and they hit themselves, that part that they hit themselves counts as a 40 base power unknown type, which is the 3 question mark type. It counts as a 40 base physical attack. So when they're hitting themselves, they're using physical attack. Now, as a physical attacker, you're going to be taking the maximum amount of damage, and there is no special version of Confusion, which means that having 31 special attack as a physical attacker does absolutely nothing. It doesn't do much, so you can literally have 31 special attack, and the only thing is that, oh man, like that 31 could have went to defense or something that's not 31 that you really wanted at 31 kind of thing. That's all that means. But for special attackers, you want your physical attack either close to 0, like as close to 0 as it can get, or 0 itself. Because that confusion damage could mean so much to you. So if your confusion damage is 0, like if your attack is 0, you're good to go. So this Lugia uses, I think, Scald as its main attacking move, and then it has like Recover, and I think it has Roost instead or something like that. It had like a bunch of recovery and a bunch of setup moves to boost up its defenses and such. So like it was a bulky Lugia kind of thing. And same idea with me just messaging him. Like I was like, yeah, like the confusion, you don't want this confusion damage. Right? You want to reduce as much damage you get from confusion, but other than that, everything else is everything else is fine. So when you're going with special attacker, you want that. There was a bunch of other people that were also throwing away throwing in Pokemon that should have learned moves later on in their level than they were requesting, kind of thing. I know a lot of it was Gyarados with Dragon Dance being like I think level 32, but it doesn't learn Dragon Dance till like level 36 kind of thing. So I'd message them, hey, like Gyarados doesn't learn that until this level, and so on and so forth. There was one time where someone was trying to trying to spawn in a bunch of Pokemon, and it wasn't working out for them, and I would send them messages about those Pokemon, saying like, "Hey, this is what's wrong with that Pokemon," da 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 da, kind of thing. And I would get no reply. So they asked one of their friends that was already on that server to help them figure out what was going on with them. And then I would send them, and then when they had the issue, I sent them a message, and they're like, "Oh, no, 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 wait, I'm like, I already know this. I'm just helping out a friend." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay." And then I looked again and I went, "Hey, is this your friend?" And they're like, "Yeah." It's like, I've been telling them like how to fix their Pokemon like for a bunch of time. Like I've been sending them like what's wrong with the Pokemon that they've been requesting, and they go, "Oh man, you're like you're so nice." It's like, I guess, yeah. Like it doesn't really matter how many times you tell them like what's wrong with their Pokemon if they don't actually listen and actually use it. But yeah, but I don't do that anymore. And there's nothing wrong with, I like, again, like, here's my take on that too. Like, I myself don't care if you gen Pokemon. Like, it's one of those things that it's like, I myself don't care. You want to spawn in a bunch of Pokemon? Be my guest. You do you, man. You do what you want. Like, you do what you want. You want to be able to spawn in a level 100 Wigglytuff because you don't feel like training it up? That's completely fine by me. You do that. But if you were to go to any official tournament with that Pokemon, either disclose it right away, or if you beat or like if you go all the way straight to like the final championship